So for the longest time, I've been wanting to put a QS 138 motor on a Mega Moto 8105 mini bike frame. So I finally finished it up. So it's running a 76 volt ion lithium battery, and then a QS 138 version 2, and then an EM 150 controller version 2, so it's a little bit smaller, and it's all based on a Mega Moto 8105 mini bike frame. So it's running 8-inch wheels in the front, running a 10-inch wheel in the back, with a dual piston hydraulic brake. Then it's running a front hydraulic brake from Go Power Sports, and this kit goes along with their Mega Moto 8105 front suspension kit. And then you have the swing arm kit from Go Power Sports for Mega Moto 8105. So basically it's half Go Power Sports for the frame and suspension and the brakes, and then an Electro and Co kit for the drivetrain, for the motor and controller and battery. So this kit is set up for a dirt bike. So it comes with a 10-tooth motor sprocket because the dirt bike tires are so tall. But this bike only has a 15-inch tall tire, so it's a nice short tire, and it has a 40-tooth rear sprocket. So I swapped out the 10-tooth motor sprocket for a 14-tooth motor sprocket because of the lower profile tires on this bike. So I'll take it out for a top speed run, and we'll see what a 14/40 gear ratio does. Wow, this thing's pretty darn quick with this gear. You can definitely tell it's a lot more torquey than the 120, even though the QS 120 does have a lot of torque, but this one definitely has more. So we just hit 57.66. I can't do a top speed run right there. Oh man, this thing is fast. Wow. Man, this thing has got a pretty darn good top speed for having that gear on there, for being so quick. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to go any faster on this thing. It is fast and quick. This thing gets up to speed just right now. It's super quick. And it's not even draining the battery down when I'm on it. It drops it down into the 70s, and that's about it. I mean, when you're on it really hard, it drops it back down into the 70s. So, I mean, the battery's got plenty left in it. Right now, we're still running at 84.6 volts, even after all that run. So it doesn't even phase this battery. What an awesome setup. You can leave the gearing exactly like it is. It'd be fine. I mean, it's got plenty of top speed. It's got unreal torque. You barely even have to touch the throttle. Yeah, even mid-range throttle is crazy on this thing. It's just so torquey. But if I put a higher gear on it, I mean, it definitely will go into the 80s easily. I mean, it has that much torque for this small bike. So right now, after that riding, we are at 84 volts. So I mean, this battery doesn't even phase this battery. And it's only a 24 amp hour battery. I mean, barely getting on it. Yeah, so right now we're running about 80 volts, staying with traffic. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of mid-range torque. I think right now we're going around, what, 40, 45 or so? I mean, it'll just pick up speed instantly. Yeah, I'm just barely cracking the throttle right here. I mean, so you could cruise at 60 on this thing and barely even tax the battery at all. So right now we're about 80 volts, 81.5. So we'll knock out a 0 to 30 real quick. Even though the battery's lower, we'll see what it does. Yeah, I'll just slowly get into this until I learn how to launch this bike. But the swing arm definitely helps it. It doesn't lift the front end so much, even with all this torque. I'll knock out a 0 to 30 real quick with the battery at 81 volts. I mean, it's still way quick. I just kind of rolled into it right there. So 2.36. So this thing is quick. I could totally get this bike into the 1 second range with this gearing and still do almost 80 miles an hour. So 2.36, and that's not even getting on it all the way from the beginning, just kind of rolling into it on a lower battery. So yeah, definitely a 1 second bike for sure. So the QS 138 with a little bit different gearing is easily an 80 mile an hour bike. So in the shakedown run on the build video, I did 2.53 0 to 30, just slowly getting into it, and then 68.89 top speed. And then this time around, I did 0 to 30 with 81 volts after the top speed run at 2.36, and that was rolling into it. And then 76.36 top speed. You could easily get into the 80 mile an hour range with this bike, no problem at all. I mean, easily. It has so much torque that it can handle pretty much any gear you can throw at it with this lightweight bike.